Hey everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I will show you a summary of what's been going on, but I've had major heat exhaustion. Yesterday it was in the 80s here with high humidity, and I was in agonizing pain all day. No matter how much I drank, there was no place cool, no place to get out of it, and so I was just in pain. Last night I was sweating bad from the humidity, and I woke up in the night at 2 o'clock dehydrated and had to drink more for a couple hours and rehydrate. So any of you had it, you know what it is. If you don't, you won't understand. So today I've been getting machines, engines, and equipment out to sell. So I've got a lot of equipment out and lining things up. I'm getting all the engines and stuff ready. And basically all I did today, because I was hurting so bad from yesterday, all I managed to do was try these engines out and see what they need and get a list of parts that they need for now. And that's it so far. And then we have a freeze coming, maybe as low as in the 20s. So Melanie and I just finished tarping up our vegetables and her flowers and the vegetables back there. But what I did, so there's all the engines. I'm lining them up over here out of sight. Everything's going to go. Everything here is going to go. Everything's going to go. Maybe not the go-kart that I had in New York. I'm not sure. Even the mower is going to go. Everything's going to go. Not the sawmill. Not unless I get a better one. What I did here, I don't know if you can see, the observant ones will already know. What I did is I started a fence. And I used the slabs that Chris and I had prepared on my other mill last year. So slowly I'm getting the place cleaned up by using everything. There was just a couple pieces left. Even the tree bark is going to be ground up for mulch. I'm going to put a third board across up higher. But, I also put the poles in. Again, I just wasn't feeling up to it. By the way, somebody bought the property there and cleared out all the trees, so it's wide open. And I was putting this up anyway. Now I do have an ice auger, and maybe one day when I do the rest of the poles, I'll show you how well it works. It went from being 10-15 minutes per hole to literally 30 seconds to a minute per hole. It's incredible. So I'm using all sawmill slab wood. That doesn't have to be perfect back here. Nobody sees it from up the house, and this is in the back anyway. This is all sawmill slabs, even the cross bracing. And I'm going to put one up higher to stop warpage. As you can see, I'm already getting. Once it gets up in the air and the wind blowing on it, it's going to dry and warp. And what we have here is a old 1800s fort sort of appearance, which I think is neat. I hope that everybody else will think so. Now that's going to clean up the. I'm debarking what I can. And that's going to clean itself up nicely, and then it's going to gray out and have a uniform appearance. So the only thing we'll see is a grayed out, half round, almost fort looking appearance. 8 foot tall, I'm allowed to go 8 foot tall, and there's multiple reasons why I'm doing this here, taller. One is for privacy, but one is because our security light shines on the neighbor's place, they say, especially now that this other property is completely cleared off. So I've got to go higher because I need my security light. So that's that. Michelle, she's getting crafty and creative, but I think it's alright. It's going to be cool. Once it weathers, it'll clear itself up and become one uniform color. There's that. And I got the David Radley running the other day. I may or may not sell it. I wasn't gonna. I put an engine on it and I got it running and driving. But I can't get the sickle mower hooked up, and I've looked online and I don't know how people run these. I got this for the sickle, and the shafts don't line up with anything on, like, here's your clutch and your drive wheel, and it doesn't line up. And so I just don't know how that's supposed to work. I don't know, and I've looked online, and all the David Bradleys have this pulley way over here and nothing hooked up to it. I've not ever seen one hooked up, so I had no idea how it drives. No idea how you're supposed to drive that thing. Let me see. Yeah, that's a clutch for this wheel, but there's that doesn't line up. That drive pulley doesn't line up to anything, so I just don't know how it's supposed to drive. Maybe some of you guys, somebody out there knows, but it's 1-2 inches to the side. So if I can't figure it out, I'll sell it, because that's essentially why I wanted it. The engine runs. I put an engine on there, starts, runs, drives, whatever. We'll figure it out. So, in the herb garden, let me pause the camera, I'll show you the herb bed. I mowed with a variety of mowers today. A lot of it push mowers. I was testing the push mowers. So, mowed most of the lawn today, and it looks nice. It's greener and fuller. Even Melanie noticed it's more full this year. I don't know, I hope it stays, but we have had a little bit more moisture than usual. So we'll see how that goes. Now I've got to do some trimming out here. We had a rainstorm, and wow, things grow fast. It rained last night, and today things took off. I planted marigolds all over in various places, and hopefully that'll deter rodents from my herbs and the roses. So I hope they live. I really hope they make it through the night. But I put a whole mess of marigolds around here and around my fruit trees. I had to spray today, an organic natural spray. We have these little tiny worms. I don't know what they are or where they're coming from, and I've never seen them in my life. But they are causing massive destruction to everything, everywhere. I'll show you another tree that's almost completely gone. So I put a couple marigolds in here. The herb bed is growing, and I hope that the freeze we're going to get tonight is not going to hurt them. I really hope so. This tree took a bad hit and has lost a large portion of its leaves. I hope it's going to survive. It took a really, really bad hit from these worms. I don't know if I'll find any because it's getting dark and they're going in for the night, and also because I sprayed. Most of them will be dying. I hope all will be dying. Again, I got some marigolds around each tree. Some marigolds down here. And I planted from that kit that I bought, that seed kit. I don't know, did you die? I don't know. They were weak. I don't know where it is. From that seed kit that I had. Oh, there you are. No, I don't know. Yeah, whatever, they're weak. I planted what I did have. Here was a lemon mint. They might make it. I just don't know. We're going to let them have a chance. Here was where'd the label go? The label's gone. I don't know how you say it. Anise? I'm not sure. Here was a lemon balm, or a bee balm, I mean. And then here's some very sickly peppermint plants that I had from that herb kit. Where is it? They're barely alive. This camera. Yeah, I don't know if they'll live. Bronze fennel. I don't even know where he is. Maybe he gave up. Oh, he's in here. That's from that herb kit that I had. And there's a lemon basil. Where are you? Might live. Who knows? And then I transplanted some peppermint from out in front of the chalet and put them in here. Oh, look at that. Something's going through, biting off heads. And another one here. They'll probably do very well. I did all that yesterday. And over in that other orchard, I put marigolds everywhere around all the plants. And then I took an apple mint and I put it here in this hill. I transplanted a couple pieces of apple mint from up front by the road that I had put in a couple years ago, and they're doing well. This was a pile of sand. This was just a pile of sand, and strawberries took over. And so I'm gonna nurture it and grow in it. This is all wild strawberries. I trimmed some of the weeds out, and some red raspberries that came up on their own. All wild strawberries. Now these strawberries are the sweetest strawberries you can ever get. They are the sweetest, tiny little berries, but the sweetest berries that you can have. So this is all a berry mound here. This I did a while back. I don't know if I talked to you about it or not, but I mulched it all, and then that's all going to be berries. So that's our berries. I'm just I gave up on trying to bring in things that I try to grow myself and cultivate them, and then nature wipes it out. And I'm rather nurturing things that grow on their own. And I'm just going to care for and protect and fertilize and keep the weeds out of the things that want to grow here. So that's the best way to do it. I also have no, if these are not, I'm going to wait and see what they are, but I don't think they're not fruit bearing of anything. These are ground cherries, and so I'm probably going to leave a group of them. There's massively fruiting, heavily fruiting, and they're called ground cherry. They look like a cherry, they taste like a cherry, they have a bigger pit, but they're related to something else. But that is heavily fruiting this year, probably because it gets a lot more sunlight. I've opened it up, and you can see how many of the little ground cherries are coming. I mean, just massive amounts of fruit this year. If they all bear fruit like that, then I'll have a huge abundance here. Just right here. Look at that one. So, and in this, I'd love to know, guys, if you know what it is. It's just a scrubby brush thing, but if you rub it, oh, it's a lemony balsamy smell. It's just an incredible smell. Just amazing. I have no idea what it is, but I love the smell. This camera I see doesn't focus well either up close. I love the smell. I just saw they're gonna stay. I've got little batches of them that I'm leaving here and there. It's a natural plant that was here, and I just love the smell. And maybe one day I'll find out what it is. Maybe it has some medicinal or herbal uses. I don't know. Well, anyway, that's it, guys. I was just hurting real bad, and now we're gonna freeze. Yesterday was in the 80s and brutally cold, hot and humid, and now we're gonna freeze. So is Michigan. Like they say in Michigan, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. That's all ground cherries. So I'm going to have to thin them out of my patch though, and I'm going to mulch and fertilize this year. Most of my herbs made it. Well, anyway, it's really cold. I went from a t-shirt to a coat, a winter coat. It's very strange. That's it, guys. Summary of what's happened in a day and a half, 2 days. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Winter is back. Talk to you later.